had a Wii U come into my shop that had the error code 160-2215. After doing some research online, I realized that this error has to do with the motherboard, just from what people were saying. Now, I don't typically work on Wii U's. The type of modifications and fixes that you do for these types of repairs, there's a lot that's involved, and I've gotten out of the scene of these types of repairs years ago. I figured I would dust myself off and get back into the swing of things. If you aren't familiar with my channel, I do micro soldering to video game consoles, tablets, cell phones, and all sorts of different devices. I mainly cover game consoles, and this one I figured I would document just in case I do fix it. If I don't, at least I will show my attempt. So first things first, what does the Wii U do when you turn it on? So when you turn on the Wii U, it boots to the Wii U boot screen and then freezes. There's nothing else that happens. And then sometimes when the gamepad that I just showed connects, it'll bring up that error code, and sometimes it brings it up on the main screen, the 160. You get what I'm saying. So it's consistently been that same error code every single time. With all the talk going on right now with the Wii U and the NAND chip failing issue, I figured that this is probably one of those cases. So there are two chips on the motherboard that have to do with the system flash memory. One of them is a 1 GB TSOP NAND flash. The other one is a 32 GB EMMC chip. From what I have been seeing, typically TSOP NAND flash doesn't usually fail. At least from what I've seen, TSOP NAND flash exists in the old backwards compatible PS3s and basically every revision of the Xbox 360. Now, I'm not 100% sure that messing around with the EMMC NAND flash, which what people are saying is known to fail, will be the fix for this one. So the goal for this Wii U is we need to dump the EMMC, replace the chip, and rewrite the image we took of the EMMC. So as it sits right now, this is what it looks like under the microscope. So the setup I have right now is I have the wires hooked up to an SD card reader, and the SD card reader is dumping the EMMC and creating an image with a program on the PC called Win32 Disk Imager. So the way I have it set up, I have all the data lines connected that I need connected, so we're gonna get a pretty quick dump. It takes typically half hour to an hour to actually make a full 32 gig image of this chip, so hopefully it'll just work. All right, so fast forward, like, I don't know, maybe 2 months later. Obviously, I had a haircut since then, and a bunch of other stuff has happened since then. I still wanted to do this video, but I wasn't sure if I was ever going to release it because of how much of a fail it was. Initially, what I thought is that the Wii U's EMMC controller died. So, like, the write function on the chip died, almost like the Xbox 360 days where the Xbox 360 Slim would have a 4 gig NAND and the fission chip would actually fail, or the read and write function would fail on the EMMC, causing the console to turn on and still technically work, but you couldn't do any system updates or write any data to the console. So my original thought was to use a Nintendo Switch EMMC and replace it on the Wii U. Now, so I'm pretty sure I didn't do enough research, but it turns out I believe that the Nintendo Switch EMMC actually has a different pinout than the Wii U EMMC. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments, but just that's what I gathered online. So my original thought, of course, was to put that EMMC on and write the Wii U image to that chip so that the read and write functions would work, and then maybe the console would work again. Of course, that didn't, and it failed. It just wasn't gonna work. Now, I'm not 100% sure if the Wii U's EMMC was a complete dud or not, but I did put the original Wii U EMMC back on the board so we could replicate the Wii U turning on and showing the white Wii U image on the screen. And of course, it still obviously did the same thing. So then I got one of those Raspberry Pi Picos, and I wrote that that recovery image USB exploit thing that someone had come up with, where you could plug in the Raspberry Pi at boot and the console would boot into a recovery mode. So I tried that, and the console still would not do anything. So I pretty much called it quits with that one. Maybe if you guys could put me in the right direction on what to do in the future, or maybe I can try to harness another EMMC and be like, raise it from the dead, Wii U. I don't know. It is what it is. But I still wanted to at least express the concept of replacing the EMMC on the Wii U, and maybe we could fix some consoles here in the future. I'm sorry it wasn't a fixed video, but I really did want to try. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and have an awesome day.